Hello everyone, this is Leeway Model. Today I will show you something that I'm not really used to showing. I know this channel is usually about model train. What you're going to find today is an RV. Yeah, an RV. More precisely, the Winnebago 59P. Now this RV is based on the RAM Promaster and more specifically on the 2500 version of it. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, turns out that I've owned this unit for a couple of times now. I have a general understanding on how it works. I did make some very minor modification to it, like adding winter tires, which actually looks, I think, pretty good with this unit. But all in all, what you're about to see is pretty much stock. So, one of the first things I would like to mention is that before everything, I really do like this unit. It was expensive, and well, I'm not necessarily going to go into details on how much I paid for it. That's a bit beside the point. But the thing is that although the price was pretty high, I have zero regret about it. And beside, I think on the market, it's one of the better valued ones. Now, the thing is, I do have some issues, which I'm going to get into. You can look outside of here if you want to see if there is any other issues that you can find, but what I wanted to show you here is what it is generally inside. Now, what you're going to find, since this is based on a RAM Promaster, you're going to have a standard Promaster chassis in front. That is the facelifted version that started to appear in 2023. Now, the thing is, you can't really expect this to have a whole bunch of luxury. After all, it's based on a cargo van. But I think it's pretty good still. Now, I still do have one of those paper mats over there. That's because this unit was just serviced like this week. It just arrived at 5,000 kilometers. And so it can give you an idea of what it looks like after being used a couple of times. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm an expert on these, but let me just start off by saying all the things I like about it. Well, first of all, those seats here, okay, those, I have some sort of a love-hate relationship with them. They are actually pretty comfortable. Although they're pretty hard, they're pretty comfortable. So I think that if you compare this Winnebago unit to, let's say, a tour unit or other types of RVs out there, for your passenger, this is actually pretty good seats. I'm not saying I would do necessarily a 20 hours straight. Would probably take some break, because again, those seats are a bit hard. The seats in front, however, it took a while for me to actually be comfortable in them. And even then, I mean, it really requires you to drive in a very special way. One of the things it does not have that I wish it had was that there is an option over here for wireless charging. So that means that I have to have this cable dangling and charging my phone while I'm going down the road. It is Android Auto compatible, so in that sense, I mean, you can pretty much say that it has sat nav over there. So for a road trip unit, that's pretty good. If you look on that mirror over there, there is something very neat about those units. That if I press the start button over here, you're gonna find the actual camera being displayed on the back. And not necessarily just a bunch of seats. Now, if I'm going to the kitchen over here, you do have a small, tiny little fridge here. It's actually a fair size. I found out that it's pretty useful. You get two switches, and this is something I really like about it. And manufacturers, if you are out there, those stupid single centralized control panel that when they break, nothing works, including your awning, including like anything on the unit. This is such a bad idea. These things, see, if I just flip it, something happens, like the lights are turned on, and that's it. I don't need to be connected to my Bluetooth phone or whatever for something I can just push with a button, and this is much more reliable. Now, that second switch here is for a light on the porch, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Beside this, you have a 2-stove burner. Now, I did have a problem with this burner originally. Hopefully Winnebago sent me another one So I've actually replaced the glass on it. But I'll mention that also in the issues I had later. I'm not going to concentrate too much on the issue because there's a lot of good thing about this, and all the issues I have, I don't want these to necessarily put you off. But I'm still going to be honest about it and tell you, and there's quite a few of them. Now this thing here, this is just an extension. You just, so this is pretty much like cutting board materials, but mind you, I would not cut anything with that, as not to damage my RV. And so yeah, it's a bit low though. Okay. In that sense, I would really recommend that you don't necessarily use it as a cut-in board also, but just, as a staging places for things pending to be on the stove. Now, other things that you have right now, this unit is winterized. That's why you have that purple thing, and I'm not going to, show you how all of that work necessarily, because, I mean, it's just plumbing. The idea behind this is that you do have one sink and only one. There is a bathroom in this unit, but there's no sink in it. And the bathroom is like right here, so it's right, it's right across, so it's not the end of the world. Now the thing is, you're also gonna have for storage here, for in the kitchen, you're gonna have like a little drawer right here. You're gonna notice I put a lot of fabric stuff on top of my things because I hate rattles, and this actually prevents a lot of the rattling. There is 2 doors here. The storage inside is actually not that bad. Right now I have a couple of hangers in my coffee pot over there, but that's because that bathroom behind me can also doubles as a large wardrobe, and this is mainly what I use it for. This here is actually a pretty neat feature. It just shows you the water level. Right now it's empty, so that's why you don't see anything. Otherwise you would see a little line. It's just a tube with a lack in the back. And also it has as a bonus that it actually lights up the interior of the cupboard here. So if you're searching for something, you can turn this on and then you can just grab it. Now again, this unit is winterized, and I'd like to put the emphasis on that because it's not as clean as what it is when we're going to move with it. Now here you have a small trap. This is just access to the water pump. So if needs there is to be worked on, there you go, it's fine. Now this here, this is an option for this unit. It's a sofa bed. It's actually pretty easy to use. You have a little thing here that you use to unclip it, then you lift it, and you're able to make a bed out of it. There's a couple of tables and an extension on this on the back of it to give yourself the equivalent of a queen size width. If I can do one critics about it, it's a tad short, and I'm 5'7", and that's pretty much the maximum. My girlfriend is larger in terms of height than me, and that means that for her she has to sleep a bit, not necessarily straight. So in that sense, I mean, it's okay, it's functional, but the Murphy bed option is actually much well, you get an extra 6 inches, which I think would make a difference in our case. Now you do have some more storage over there. You got like a couple of cupboards. We are still figuring out what is the best place for everything. We've changed everything of place each time we went out, and we have not 100% sure, but we're getting closer to where we want to be with that. Now that cupboard over here, this cupboard is not very deep. Okay, on that side, if you just compare it to the one on this side, I mean, that one here, that is very, very narrow compared to this, and I have yet to find the best use for that cupboard yet. About the sofa, why we take the sofa is because you've got 2 extra seat belts, so that brings the total amount of people who can sit in here to 6. Now, why did I choose it? Because this is replacing the minivans that I'm using, or actually that I used to use on road trips, and I did not want it to lose the people mover ability by switching to, ironically, a larger van. The only critics I can say about, well, actually, I got 2 critics about that sofa bed when it's in sofa mode. First of all, if you are sitting on that seat over there, look at the amount of space you got for your leg. Okay, So that's not too bad. But then you're going down the road and, yep. I mean, you got a window over there with my under construction still house. But the idea here is that you've got that big plank in front of you, so it's not very interesting. So thing is that there seems to be an anchor for a child seat in this very position if you look in the back. Now if I'm going to the other side right here, okay, well the idea here is that you do not have much more space, okay, and if I just do this like this, okay, you will notice, I'm not sure if it's easy to see because I don't see my screen right now, but like your feet don't necessarily touch all the way down. And again, I'm 5'7". If you're taller than me, it's probably not an issue for you. But on the other hand, there's no headrest. Okay, so going down the line, especially in the back with the suspension that you can expect in a cargo van, it's actually a bit bouncy. So I'm going to try to correct this with some modification which are popular with this. They are not made yet, and anyway, maybe I'll talk about this later. So there you go. That's the sofa bed. Not necessarily a bad options per se, but you know, I'm still not 100% sure that I would recommend the sofa bed over the Mercy bed option for most people, because I mean, you do lose a lot of cargo. I gotta say, like, this thing takes up a lot of place. Now for the bathroom here that you probably have seen, well, this is one of the big sheets that we are using. Let me just toss it on the sofa. There you go. Okay, well, that bathroom right here, it does have a cassette toilet. I have no problem with that. That works actually very good. If you're used to porta potty, this is an upgrade. If you're used to the black tank on an RV, well, I'm going to tell you this is also an upgrade in my opinion, because it's very easy to take care of. If you're just going on weekend trips, if you're going on a couple of day trips maximum, you can just go back home and empty your business in your own toilet, and if needs there is, you can empty it in a public restroom. Now this bathroom here has a shower. It has a coat hanger right here, and we are using it mostly. And by mostly, I'm saying that we've took our shower in there twice. It's very, very cramped. Okay. Again, I'm not a big guy. I'm like 135 pounds, 5'7". Okay, and for me, this is cramped. Okay, but this makes you a very large and comfortable wardrobe for you to put your stuff. And there's actually a little mirror over there. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the bathroom. It does have a place to put some toilet paper or any other things you want to keep dry. This is a window, not a window, shower curtain that you need to snap over here, and you do have an LED strip light, so that there you go. And perhaps the only concerns I have with this washroom is that when you're using it as a washroom, there's no ventilation. So you do have those drilled, but it's you really need to ventilate this after you're done doing either your shower, or I would say if you're doing a particularly if your business is just larger than regular business, I should say. Okay. So that pretty much covers the bathroom. One thing I like, this little W there. Well, first of all, it's a coat hanger. If you can tell, I mean, it's a towel hanger. It really looks neat. I really like this, and this was actually one of the things that attracted my eyes. And kudos on Winnebago for making this. In terms of control, now this is a big plus with this unit. Now, a lot of units out there, they have all these, these panel over here which controls everything, every single light. Well, in this unit, every single light is done manually. Every single light has a physical switch on it, right? Okay, so even the one on top over here, okay, you can access them through a physical switch. That one also is like that. There is, however, not many RVs on the market which are like this. A lot of them have like a single integrated thing, which people don't like, and I don't know why they keep pushing for these. People don't like them. They're like, it allows you to operate your rig with your phone, and when they go broke, nothing works in your RV. No lights, no awning, nothing, and sometimes even no climate control. Well, in terms of climate control, this unit is equipped with heating, and this heater also doubles as a water heater. Now the thing is that if you looked in the back, I have this hole on top. That's a fan. If you look in the front, I have this hole on top, which, well, is not an AC. So yeah, this unit does not have an AC in the house portion of it. Okay, now is that a plus? Is that a minus? Listen, I live in Canada. It's gonna be hot a couple of days per year, but you know, more seriously, during the night, this is not too much of a concern. It's, you know, this is an outdoor unit, and like there are leaves down there right now, okay, which are just, you know, stuff I brought in from the fall. And those leaves, I mean, I don't really care that they are there, except before going to bed. I just sweep the floor, and you know, this is a very rugged floor, I mean. So I mean, this, I don't care that it doesn't have AC, and it's great that it doesn't have AC because it's a lot less complicated as a unit. Now the thing is, all of these things, they're basically independent. They don't talk to each other. So if this thing breaks, this works, this works, this works, right? Everything else still works. If one thing breaks here, things work. Those single unit, I really don't like them because when they break, nothing works. And you can look on the internet, you can look everywhere. I would just advise you that if you are looking for one of those units, and you know, make sure you know what you are getting into, because it seems like those centralized controls, they're just problems. Okay, now what do I have in here? I have a very simple control panel here that shows the LPG, like the liquid propane tank, because it has an integrated 25 pounds propane. It has another sensor here for batteries. These are not lithium batteries. I know. People prefer lithium. I know AGM is out, and believe me, it took me a while to agree that I would take this unit knowing that it was not compatible with lithium without modification. But in the end, you know what? It works fine. And when the batteries are going to be done, I'm going to think about switching it to maybe lithium. The only controls, and you have your gray water tank also sensor. Okay, no black water tank. This is directly, there's a little pad on the toilet that shows you when it's full, but you know, just empty it as often as you can. This thing here, that's a pump. You can access it from here or from the back. There is a control panel in the back that I hope that we're going to have some access to a bit later on. And yep, that's pretty much it for the controls, which I have to say, guys, this is good. Everything is separate. Every light switch is separate. Everything can be operated independently. If something breaks, well, something is broken, not everything, right? But I got to tell you one thing. This is an endangered species. What you're seeing right now, I have not seen many of those units still out there with those independent control. And if you're interested in this, I would highly suggest that you do suggestion to manufacturer that they get into those basic units. Now, if we get to that place here, let me just turn on the lights and show you what this is. This is just a pop-top. It's actually pretty much a queen-size bed, a bit less wide, I gotta say, but it is very long. So my girlfriend and I, when possible, we plan on using this more. We've used it twice yet. Other than that, we had some friends sleeping in here. while we were sleeping down there, because they're both 6 foot and over, and I wouldn't want that to be a problem for them, so that they have a better fun time with us over here. The people on top here still have pretty good connectivity. You have 2 USB-A's. Shame that there's no USB-C's, but that's probably on the modification list for when the unit will be out of warranty. Here you have a 12-volt outlet, so you can actually just plug in a USB-C thing in there. This here, another physical switch that will always work, and if it doesn't work, just change the switch, okay? For another strip of LED that's right there. Now those windows, there is a couple of windows. There's 2 windows, correction, there's 1 window over there. Here, that's a screen, and here, that's another screen. Now, I have not shown it to you, but there's actually a ladder to go up over there. What I did was basically just standing with, no shoes on one of those seats. So, in terms of the creature of comfort, I've already said that those seats requires a bit of getting used to. But they are useful in other sense. Like, if I just pull on this, you can see that it will just rotate and be able to, just be used as part of the cab. Not the cab, but the cab is now part of the house. Now, over here, there is a small table which is stored right here. It takes like less than a minute to install. Actually, I can just do it, with one hand. So let me just grab that pole over there. There you go. And then you just grab this. Again, I'm doing this with one hand, partly to show you how easy it is. I'm not time skipping any of that, because there you go. That's it. Dinette is set up. Now, it's as easy to remove as it is to install. Now, one of the things I wish that they would have put in here, this is a pretty basic cab. What I'm saying is that you have, basic instrument cluster right here, okay, and the basic little screen. They do offer a better screen. I mean, for, when you get to that level of price, I would have expected them to just, put the, creature comfort for the driver. Because, I mean, this is a van. People tend to overlook that section, but it's actually pretty important. It's a road trip van, right? So, I mean, driving is really part of the road trip. So let me just show you a couple of things that now I wish they would not. I wish they would build a bit differently. Well, first of all, I've noted this here. Okay, this I'm gonna probably just try to super glue it back. Okay, it's probably something very simple. So I mean, those trims, they have a tendency to get a bit unglued. Okay, now the other thing that I kind of have a love-hate relationship with is that screen over here. Okay, that screen is very easy to use, as you can see. You screw it, not screw it, but you zip it, okay, and then there's a magnet that just, allows you to get in and out. But the thing is that it was not installed properly. What I mean by that, look at this. There's always a gap that forms at the bottom of it. So I'm gonna try to see with the dealer if they can fix it, because I have a list of issues that I'd like to be fixed that I will mention to you in a little while. Second thing I would like to mention is that, well, actually, I say second, but it's much more than that now. Another thing I would like to mention is that, you see, this is the input for the propane. I wish there was an output outside. They have not put one. And also, if you look at the Solis Pocket, they do have a little table that folds down. This one does not have it. It does have this these grids. That's for the ventilation of the fridge, which on the Pocket is done inside. Here it's done outside. So I don't know if that's because they have not included an air conditioner in here, which is, I mean, it would make sense. But I wish I still had the option. Now, if I just, this key here, this unlock the cargo space, this unlock the cab space for the cargo van. So let me just show you a bit how things are organized at this time. Now, this unit, again, I have some tools, I have a couple of things here, but here is where you will find a lot of people showing you this section here. So this section here, well, it does have two switches, one of which is for a light outside, the other one which is for the water pump. So it's a three-way, so either you use the one inside or this one. This is an outside shower. It does have a second one for the other door, which I don't think I've shown, but anyway. Here, this makes valve management very easy. So I was able to winterize my unit by following the videos and, placing these things in the correct pattern for the winterization. You do have like a solar panel input. So I do have a portable panel, which I can add to the current panel that you're gonna find already installed on top of the unit here. And beside this, I mean, if you look over here, this is pretty much all the cargo you get, okay? Which is okay, but be mindful that the cargo on the non-sofa bed version is actually much larger and more flexible. So this is a compromise. That whole sofa bed here is a compromise. Okay. Finally, with the sofa bed options, you do have this extra cushion here that would, just add a bit of extra width to this, and it will rest on those little tables here, which are not normally installed in the regular version. Okay. There's also those annex that you've probably seen in other videos. This pole here, you can install it between the two doors, and those two doors are going to allow you to use this space almost as living space, because you can either put an awning here with using a shower, like a very large shower curtain and those magnets. When you put them over there, you can also use this for an external shower, because again, the internal shower is pretty cramped. So anyway, there's a lot of things that you can do with those things here, but I'll let you go around the internet and look at different use that people have found for it. It's actually a pretty neat feature. Those So that's pretty much it for the tour of this unit. There is some Dodge related issues like what you see here. It's very weird how the warranties for these works, right? So what I'd like to say is that I had to go to Dodge to have a couple of things fixed, and those things were basically manufacturing defect with the van itself when I got it. So all in all, I have to say that Dodge warranty management, well, I say Dodge, but it's RAM, was excellent. So far, every time I had an issue, I went over there. They actually had to, do something with that seat belt. It was installed like twisted or something. Like there was a couple of things like this, like some windows were misaligned. The mirror over there was shaky, so they actually tightened it up. I mean, the Dodge warranty part, I have no complaint at all. But the RV warranty part, well, let's get into that. It's not as easy as a regular car, but I'll show you absolutely every single thing that I found wrong beside those, like that thing over here and that thing over there. Like these are like very minor things. Again, before I show that to you, I just want to remind you, this is a good unit overall. I really like this unit, And the reason why I'm showing that to you is because, well, there is some issues that I've encountered and they need to be addressed. And so far, beside this countertop glass here, I was not able to address these yet, because I purchased this a couple of hours away, and my local dealer, for some reason, because I did not purchase it over there, they want to charge me big bucks to open my file, my client file over there, which I will not do. And because, well, first of all, it's warranty. It's supposed to be paid by the manufacturer. It's not my problem if there's any other problem with the manufacturer and the dealer. So I'm gonna go back to the place where I purchased this, which is a 3-hour drive, and I'll have these things hopefully fixed. And I actually decided to film this video because they wanted to have a list of everything that was broken. And so far, I mean, they have yet to be fixed, and hopefully we're gonna get a good result. In any situation, you'll be notified how this is gonna end. So, on that note, let me cut right here, and we'll get with the bad and the ugly. Hello everyone, this is Winnebago 59P. It's my unit that I've got since last September. I took delivery of this unit on the 24th of September 2024. It's a 2024 model year. And here are some of the issues that I've encountered after just owning it for about a month. So the exact reference number for this particular unit for the dealer who sold it to me is right here. So it's a 59P 2024, and it has as an option the sofa bed. So what I wanted to show you first, one of the biggest things I have right now with this unit has to do with this particular seat here. Now this seat is well, it's a bus seat from what I can understand. It is very difficult to see like this, but when you sit on it you really feel it. There is a difference between both seats. Now if both seats were behaving the same way, I would think that they would you know, that it would be the way that is normal for them to behave. But if you look on this backing here, if I press on it, nothing moves. Okay, it's pretty solid. If I go on this one here, if you can see, it really do move a lot. And on top of that, I had somebody sitting in that seat for a couple of hours while doing a short trip here, and after a couple of hours it was feeling a bit more like this one, but it popped back about 20 minutes after that person standed up from the seat. So I mean, something's definitively amiss. Both seats behave a different way. So as you can see, there is like they're supposed to be identical, and this is what I was expecting from this. So another issues I had with this was this particular window. Now this is right behind the driver's seat. Okay, this is where the dinette is. Now this particular window has a bunch of screws all around it. I just want to say that I didn't see it because if you can see, there is velcros over here, and what those velcros are, they're like that blank out shade that can be used. Now those velcros here were hiding the fact that all of those screws were very, very loose, and those screws I had to tighten them manually, because after my first trip that window was rattly, and that's how we managed to find out what was wrong with it. Things which are happening with this is that now I thought I fixed it just by screwing them back in. Well, first of all, they're slowly getting loose each trip, and secondly, this window has a lot, and I mean a lot, of wind noise in it when you're driving at highway speed compared to all the other ones. So there's something very wrong with this. Also, if you just want to see this here, those screens, they're sort of stuck in there, and they don't fit right. So yeah, something's going on with this window. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Other than that, other issues I've had, if I'm going on top here, this is the pop top. Okay, it's a full bed. It is a tarp, as you can see, but it's gonna be difficult to see on the cameras. But if you look here, okay, I'm gonna try to find the proper angle. It's very difficult to see again, but there is lots of pinholes everywhere. Now this unit here, I bought it brand new. Okay, I've used that pop top once or twice maximum, and I took extra care after reading online on what were the potential shortfalls of such a system, and what to expect on how to do, you know, a proper use of it. Now there is pinholes everywhere. I know this unit was used in shows, so I don't know if somebody from, you know, some clients or potential clients used it improperly, which is very possible, and pinched the tarp somehow. But I mean, as far as I can tell, I don't think it should have that many pinholes in it. Also, if I'm going to the cupboard over here, now I just want you to take a look at this here. Okay, right now the cupboard is pretty empty. There's just a couple of garbage bags and tin foils and things that we don't mind if it gets frozen, because this winter unit is currently winternized. So all of that cupboard over here, if you look closely on this side, you're gonna find a little felt pad right here where the actual door install itself, so it doesn't rattle around, which is all fine. Now if we look on the other side here, there's that felt pad again, but you know, somebody somewhere actually put a plastic thing, and that's like this since delivery. I did not put that there, which means that somebody somewhere actually acknowledged that something was amiss. So they should have either been both identical, or that one should have not had that plastic pad. Now if you look into other cupboards, that's the only one that is like that. Now why is this a concern? Well, I'll tell you why this is a concern. If you look at this door here, the cupboard door, if you look closely, it's all curved. So when you close it, okay, there's actually a big gap over here that if you look on the other side here, is much thinner. So that door over there is actually not straight, it is curved. What does that mean is that if you just look at the panel gap right here versus right here when I close the door, not only is it curved, but it seems like it was improperly installed, because here I have a huge gap which is very small at the top right here, and on that side it's very big. Well, it's not, I wouldn't say it's big. I mean, it's as small as you would expect it to be, but then it catches on this side, and this actually caused a lot of rattling down the road. So this door is curved, it's badly adjusted, and somebody somewhere knew this right out of the factory, it seems, because there was already a corrective measure that was attempted by someone, which is not me. So now this door here, it has a different type of issues. Like if I open it up, first of all, you hear it's very squeaky. Okay, now if it was just squeaky, I would just use some lubricant to make it more in line with what the other sound that the other cupboards are making. Now these are just sheets that we're using for the bed here, so they're very like plushy. They're not pushing on that door, and this is important why I'm mentioning this, because if I do this, I just want you to hear this. You hear the thump, thump, thump. So something in the mechanism is not as it should. Now if I just switch to the other side right here, you see, again, these are just, just sheets, very easy to squish, and they're not putting any pressure on the door. And the idea here is that this is very smooth. That one has not really any issues also. Okay, see, there's a couple of things here with some pads to prevent rattling. So like, it does squeak a bit, but it's not the end of the world, and that's probably gonna be fixable just by using lubricant of some sort, although this hinges looks like it's not installed properly. But if I look at that one over here, this is completely silent, completely straight, no problem over there. So this is like, if all the cupboards were like what you see on this side, I wouldn't mention anything about it. But now there's just, you know, the cupboards on the port side, they seems to be very well, there seems to be a problem with the way they were installed. Now, this here, what this is a blank out. I want to mention it for two single reasons. First of all, I just want to point out, I'm not sure this is going to be able to be seen on cameras. The whole window frame is excessively scuffed in. I have no idea why it's like that. It's like if somebody really like used sandpaper or something around that window frame. Also, another thing that I noted here, this thing here, I tried to remove it as much as I could. This is what's left. There's a big, I don't know if it's silicone or anyway, there's a big blob of something that's very hard to remove. And I tried to use a blade, and that's the best I could come off with. So I do not think that that type of installation is necessarily pretty good. And that's beside the point that if you look at the way that the window shade was installed, it's anything but centered. If I just look at the other side over here, compared to this side, just look at that Velcro. It is sticking itself over here. And one of the reasons why all that scuffing is going on, I think it's because this was not properly installed. So, which brings me to the next issue. Now I have that window blind right here. If you look over there, okay, you're gonna see this is a wet spot over there. Okay, this window leaks, and this window leaks from somewhere in there. So yeah, there's actually something there right now in that track, as you can see. There is a bit of water in there. So that window, on top of being scuffed, on top of the blind being very badly installed, I would say that that whole assembly over there, there's a big quality issue over there that I'd like to be addressed. And obviously, like, the windows leak, so there's no that really should not happen, really. Now, there is a couple of other issues that I've reported already. Like, I've also had this, just the RV being parked in a parking lot, it just blew up, and I have no idea why it did that. Winnebago actually sent me a replacement glass, and you see, like, it's all installed, and that's pretty fine. I don't have any more complaint about it. It's been installed for like 3 weeks now, and it seems like it's doing okay. One last thing that I would like to mention here is concerning the max fan. Okay, now the max fan over here, let me just grab the remote, and I'll try and start it up, and I want you to see what's happening with this. So I'm gonna just try to open it, and just without starting the fan itself, just try to open the lid. You see, the lid is not open at all. Now I try to close it back. Nothing's happening. So I can see that it really wants to open. Sometime it will finally decide to open. Oh, there you go. It just popped out. So next time I think it will open. There you go. Okay. So the issue here that I have, I think that something somewhere is gluing this down, and I would like to know if it's possible to have this adjusted also. Now, I just want to say that so far I've only showed a couple of bad things that were happening with this unit. There is still a lot that I like about this unit. If it was any of those issues individually, perhaps beside the seat is the big one for me, okay? I would probably try and, just not really push for everything to get fixed like this, but it's just the accumulation of issues on such a simple unit that needs to be addressed. Generally speaking, I just want to say that all of those issues, again, beside the seats, I would consider them minor. And if somebody was to ask me if I would purchase this unit again at the price I paid, the answer would probably be, I'll consider it. But there is still a lot of issues that I would like to get fixed. Another one I could also mention is the finishing on that top pieces here, which is really, really... Like, there's two fixes that were attempted on this. One by the dealer and one by the RV, not the RV, but the one by myself. And as you can see, this does not want to stay in place. And there's just a huge gap over there, okay? So, I mean, if it was, again, only these issues, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And, it's an RV, but the RV designed for the outdoors. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just, trying to explain you what my current issues are. And overall, I have to say that I've owned this unit for give or take a month. And beside all of those issues, which are probably out for the factory directly, I just want to point out that this is overall a fantastic unit. It does have a lot of little thing which I like. If I could replace one thing, I'm not sure I would take the sofa bed option, simply because it's just a tiny bit short. And I'm thinking about installing, another mattress and probably inflatable, which would enable me to go over there like what you can do with the Murphy bed. But this is more like a user comment, a user feedback after using it a couple of times. I'm still going to try and use it, and I'll see if there's something I can do to improve that. Yep, that's pretty much it. So if you want to get back to me, if you have any question, feel free to ask. And I will be waiting to hear from the manufacturer. And once I have some news about it, I will I will either do an update in the comments over here, or I will do perhaps another video with all the things that were fixed. So this was Leeway Model. I hope everyone have a very good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Leeway Model out.